y'all, I never know how to start these damn videos, but I wanted to tell you guys, happy anniversary. It has been a year. It's been a year that I've actually kept this channel going. And I know you're like, girl, it's only been a year. Yeah, well, I'm a fucking flake. I don't know. It's hard for me to stay consistent sometimes. Not all the time, but like some crazy shit has happened. Spiritual journeys are crazy like that. But I thought that it would be a good idea that since it's our anniversary, that I tell you guys some like random shit and answer questions. I feel like a lot of people have these general questions, and so it's easier to make a video and instead of answering them individually, because I'm a flake and I still don't have a website, amongst other things, because life and this whole Ponde replay we're in right now is just, it has affected things. So anyway, I guess I'll get to it. Sorry in advance if there are shitty cuts or edits to this video. I do this on my own, and your girl's got depression just like everybody else. But I hope that wasn't triggering. But yeah, I make jokes about that shit, but usually not on here. But I mean, I feel like, why not tell y'all some shit? I mean, you've been here this long. So I do want to answer some general stuff. But yeah, I should also note before I even get into that, because I don't really think it's important, but I mean, I'm over here doing readings for y'all. Like, you should know a little bit about me, and so you don't, so you can trust me or understand where I'm coming from with things. You have a point of reference whenever, like, you hear something or whatever. So, or, if you're ever curious. I did want to say thank you to everybody. So if you're watching this, thank you for subscribing or just watching. When I have my fundraiser, thank you for sending money for the damn fundraiser. I feel like the people who know me in real life, so hey y'all, if y'all are watching this, they know that I lived in the Bay Area and I lived there for a long time. And I ended up like moving suddenly, and now I live in Southern California, and that just would not have been possible without everybody's help. And like, y'all, that shit was so crazy. I will probably tell the story on TikTok since I finally made an account, but I just have really bad anxiety too. So like, I'm like, goddamn, like making a 1-minute video stresses me. If anyone's ever been to art school and had to like make some fucking 1-minute film and you're like, you weren't a film major, you may know what the fuck I'm going through. Anyway, or just how I feel about that shit was triggered, man. Anyway, bleh. Yeah, I went to art school. But yeah, that was such a tangent, you guys. Like, goddamn. But yeah, so thank you for that. Thanks for just being supportive. Like, I've had so many people just be so nice to me. It's like crazy. Like, I've had so many people be nice to me. I've had some people, be ain't shit to me, but they know who they are. And honestly, who cares, right? Like, no one's worried about. Who is ever worried about those ain't shit people that say things about you? Like, especially when they take time to like give detail, then you're just like, damn, your life sucks. And I just, want to say thanks is like, I don't know, even like doing tarot publicly, because I've been doing this shit for a long time. Doing it publicly and like front facing, kind of like, it's really fun because you randomly connect with people you've never met before. And I don't know, I feel like there's a certain amount of responsibility we should all take in that. I'm talking about me as someone who like does cards. I do more than that, but we'll get into that. It's just like I really try to be decent to you guys, like to anyone that's going to come in contact with my content. I even try to like really handle things in a way that's artful. That way I'm not outright disrespecting people unless it's trying to be disrespectful, but that shit's pretty rare. But yeah, you guys have just been really nice. Like, I know people freak out about being on the internet, but like I've had so many nice people. It's really wild. So thank you. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna still try to always do free readings every month and make more videos and stuff as a way of saying thanks, but also the shit is fun. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna cut this or not. It's already at like 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna cut this or not, but I at least wanted to like share some details with you guys. I feel like people ask me this a lot, or to like get DMs me. Like, I don't know, it's really funny. So me and all my, which hi, 300 and something subscribers. Like, hi everybody, hey. Yeah, I don't know, just hi. But like, I feel like you guys have been watching your readings for a year, and I feel like y'all don't know shit about me. So that's why I'm also making this video. So yeah, again, happy anniversary. It's been a year. I'm finally telling you some shit about myself. Um, okay, so I guess we should just get into like my big three for astrology. So my big three, I'm a Virgo Sun, a Libra Moon, and a Taurus rising. Do with that information what you will. I think astrology is fun and cool. I don't know a whole lot about it. Learning about it passively. I know y'all are like, girl, you do monthly tarot readings based on the signs. Yes, I do that. But I'm in no way an astrologer. I'll like kind of like pay attention to transits and other things like that. But like, no, there are some people who are some straight real ones with astrology, and like I'm learning, but I'm never gonna be reading your chart and shit to you. Like that's not my bag. But I would like to tell you that the way that I organize the readings or set them up, which is to go into how to do general readings, is kind of like a big pain in the ass, and y'all don't want to know that shit. But wow, that was really loud. Like, why am I so loud? Anyway, so the oh yeah. So anyway, I'm like looking at my notes because I have to have notes because it's kind of like a lot of shit. But the way it works is that I more or less channel energy onto that sign, and there's other shit on the back end I do in terms of like clearing each deck or like taking a break. That's why it takes me so long to post them, and that's why it takes me I try to post them all on the same day too. But like you'll see, like if you've noticed, like throughout the 12 videos that like the daylight will change and shit like that. Like right now I'm filming like 3 something in the morning. And that's just because I try to really take my time with each one, and it's because you're really working with the energy of other people, and you want to make sure that you're doing everything how you should. So that's why sometimes for me, this is how it works. I may pick a different oracle deck that goes along with the tarot deck for some signs or different signs. I may pick a different tarot deck. I may sometimes find crystals that I think work or that I want to share with you guys. I try to keep them all at around the same length of time, but it doesn't always work out like that. But I still always feel like the amount of information that's included is going to be, equitable amongst each person, each sign, So if y'all feel like I'm ever messing up with the monthlies, let me know too, because, I'll try to, do what I can and stuff. And like, I know I like kind of fell off, but y'all, I'm finally kind of at a place where I'm ready to continue doing stuff. And like, also people have been helping me with certain things. So I'm really hyped about those things as well. Yeah. So if you ever had a question about like how the monthlies work, that's how it is. There's other stuff too, because I feel like, and eventually I'll be able to like set up, when I get a second camera, I'll be able to set up another camera to show you guys how the cards actually come out. But I do like to look directly at the camera because that's how I do readings with people. They're like live or private readings. And I want it to be personable. I want you to be able to see me and know and understand that I am actively doing the read and working while I'm recording it and talking to you. And I feel like a lot of people have noticed that. So that's really why it happens. And like I said, there's other details, but unless you do this kind of shit for trade, you're really not gonna know or give a shit. You're not. And it's just like, I guess at this point, if I'm explaining it like that, like it's a little, I guess what one would say advanced. But yeah. So yeah, that's but I love doing the readings for you guys. It's always so much fun. It's connecting me with so many people, and it's like put me up on game so much and made me better at what I do anyway. I do this outside of the internet, obviously. Anyone who's gotten a private reading from me kind of knows that. But I just yeah, I've gotten a lot better at doing readings. I've also reinforced like my ethics and morals about it, which I'm going to get to, I guess. So I'm definitely going to, yeah. Sorry, I'm so rambly, y'all. Obviously, anxiety. Which, shout out if you have anxiety. Shout out if you've been dealing with your mental health or just being dealt with by your mental health. Because y'all. But yeah, for real, keep doing you. You're the shit. So many things have happened in the last year. And like, so if that's kind of, I don't know why I feel the need to say that right now. But, feel good about the fact that you're here no matter where you're at this current moment, because that is what's most important. Yes. So I do actually want to get into like kind of my morals or how I feel about readings, because that does impact how often I make content, and I feel like it's important to kind of at least tell you guys that. Again, if you don't give a shit about this, you can always jump to the timestamps that I'm sure are going to be in the description box. But at this point, I just feel like it's, I should be a little more responsible and kind of explaining to you how things work. And if you're ever curious or you want a private reading from me, I feel like this is stuff you should know about me and how I do things. It's always across the board. And it's just kind of like a lot of these factors go into how I live my daily life. And so I want you guys to know that is important. Yes, I wrote notes. I feel like so cornball, kind of like pulling up my little clipboard, all pink everything. Although this is kind of more coral. But yeah, so I guess let's get into it. So number one, as you can see, I'm kind of flaky about how often I make content, and it's only because I do. Not only do I believe in the readings that I do. So that's, of course I do. If I didn't believe in this shit, I wouldn't do it. But I also think it's important to kind of make sure that you're not doing too much in terms of influencing people or their decision making, or pulling too many cards in too little of time. Like for me, and this is even in my personal life, like I call it doing practice. I do cards for myself, but I personally, I don't know if it's I can't do it or if I'm not, it's just not something that would be helpful for me personally, but I don't read for myself. Like I can, but it's mostly like I'm going through to learn combinations or things and stuff like that. So that is like, I mean, I can do some cards to kind of understand basic stuff, but I personally do not try to tell my future. I don't think it's helpful for me. Plus, that's not how my future works. Whatevs. I don't need to tell y'all more about that. No one cares about that personal belief of mine. So there's that. But yeah, so that is one thing. So the reason why I don't make too much content is because I want to, like I said, make sure that I'm not doing too much. I'm not gassing y'all up too much. The whole point in doing these readings are like, it's supposed to be something for anyone who watches them. And it's supposed to reinforce how you decide on things. It's supposed to help you out with how your month is going, It's not for me to try to rack up as many views as possible or to try to get you stuck on videos to the point where I'm posting all the time. It's my personal belief that like, your own intuition, your own discernment is ultimately important. So even when you're watching videos like this from anybody, that you are walking away from it feeling good about yourself. Sometimes we may walk away from like, ooh, damn, that's some shitty news. Or like, things of that nature. Like you feel some type of way if some things kind of gets you or affect you. But I just wouldn't feel good making something like making a video or like doing a reading that has you stressed out. Like what? Why would I do that to you? It doesn't make any sense. And so I just like, and y'all know, I will say some things, or I'll be direct, or I'll just say some shit that's like a little funny or like extra, or sometimes I get all like weepy. I keep it real with y'all, but it's, I really do just see each reading or video, like, I mean, of course it's a video, how else did you see that shit, right? But I see each video as like a reading or interaction with an individual person, even though it is a general reading and it should be taken with a grain of salt, is because I need to take at least some responsibility in how I'm speaking to you and the things that I'm saying to you. Okay? So remember that. Hold me to it. But that's also why there are times where if I am stressed out or if I am working through my own personal stuff, I guess people call it doing shadow work or things of that nature, I'm not going to put that on you by way of doing a reading when like I have a stank ass attitude or something. That doesn't make sense. Yes, and so if there's one of the things you take away from this video, just know that you should always be aware of other people's energy when they're reading for you, even if it's a video or in real life, and that if you feel uncomfortable, don't deal with it. You should always be able to maintain your autonomy. And even if you don't come away from something feeling 100% definitive, or like you know what's going on about the shit, you don't walk away from it feeling bad about yourself, okay? We don't want that. We never want that for you. And I say we as in like people who are out here legitimately doing this type of stuff, whether, I mean, because it is for entertainment, and that's definitely it for sure. But, you know, people should be willing to take responsibility for the readings they do for you and the interactions that they have with you, especially if they want to be out here doing this shit for pay. All right. Another thing, I'm only ever going to really give general opinions about like how I feel about spirituality or doing tarot or things of that nature. I don't think it's productive or helpful to say things about other content creators or to even get in the fray with that kind of shit. Not only is it because people have different ways that they practice, they do different things, and they believe in different stuff. I just don't think it's my place to really do all that. So, you know, if someone's asked my opinion about something, I'll give it, but I'm not going to take time out of my day to like try to tell somebody what the fuck they need to do with their practice. You know, there's some content out there that I don't think I necessarily agree with, but again, it's not my place to do that. All I can do is create the kind of stuff that I want to create and connect with the kind of people that I want to connect with, who I want to connect with, that, whatever the fuck. And that's that on that. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's never really been spoke on or whatever. Yeah, I guess what else is, I usually, my personal practice is pretty goddamn boring. I do keep things to myself for the most part. I guess if you have individual questions, that's fine. Yeah, and I guess this is the part where I get into, this is the part where I'm like, oh girl, you about to really sound like a weirdo. But at this point, y'all been here for a year, so you already know your girl is strange. This purple candle is for Prince. Nothing, I just, you know, felt like Prince is close. Prince deserved, you know, a candle lit for him. That's all. No big thing. So yeah, I guess I should get into my personal practice. Or like, I guess little stuff or the cars and things like that. But whatever. I've been reading tarot for like hella long, like since I was a teenager. I am an old now. I mean, I actually don't feel weird about my age. I just don't think it's helpful or smart to be giving my age out. But I'm an old. I'm in my 30s. So I've been reading for like 15-ish years, probably more. So I've only been on the internet for like a year doing it, obviously. So that's why. My style, well, I guess I should say, I work with a bunch of different cards. I own about 60 different decks, and it's a mix of Oracle and Tarot decks. Do I subscribe to a certain method of reading cards? No. I do like card meetings and kind of knowing where they are. I've studied lots of different types of spreads, but I do not do spreads or study stuff that doesn't like work with me, whether it's like from a cultural aspect or if it's just, if the shit don't hit for me, I don't do it. So like and I make a lot of my own spreads. So like for monthly readings, they're different. They change frequently, but I try to keep it all across the board. What else? Magic and spell work. I don't do magic. I don't do spells. I've been accused of being a witch. Shit's kind of funny. Maybe I am. But no, I don't do magic for people or on people because I just feel like it gets in the way of autonomy, and that's not my jam. I love that people have their, you know, like people have their own will and they should be allowed to do that. And I also just feel like, me personally, like I don't need to be responsible for doing magic for others or on others. Like, no, I'll stick to doing what I do. Yes. Oh, I feel like people say this a lot for some reason, and I don't know if this happens all the time. Like, if I've ever done this to you and you're watching this, like, leave a comment, let me know. Sometimes people say that I like contact them to like bring up like a random topic or talk to them about something. And like they're like, oh, I was just thinking about you, and I feel like a lot of people, this happens to them too. But it'll be like super detailed, and then I'll just like dip off. I'll go right back to what I was doing. So that's one of my talents, I guess. It just comes out of nowhere. I don't always need to pull cards for people. I mean, I have like other like, you know, psychic shit that happens, which is fun and stressful. But it's all good. Like you take the good with the weird shit. Yeah, so that is a thing. What else? But y'all probably notice like sometimes I'll just like kind of like stare off and I'm in the middle of doing cards and I'm like da 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 da, and it makes no sense to me, but it works. So that does happen to me. You know, to mixed results. It happens in real life too. I've been working on it though. Right. And I'm sure someone's gonna watch this and be like, let's take this girl to the loony bin. Haha. Newsflash. Actually you take care of my mental health, which that comes to I'm pro mental health, taking care of yourself. So I am and I don't even think this shit is a hot take. And if it is a hot take, like I'm not even about to argue with y'all ass about this shit. So you can go on and if you were subscribed and you don't agree or respect like what I'm about to say, oh well, like if you need to unsubscribe, please do that because like this needs to be said if it wasn't said before, so explicitly. You like damn. I'm like I personally don't think the shit is a hot take, but again, some people are really weird about the shit and like, so I am pro mental health, and I just want to say this like as a Black person because I feel like I mean I'm sure y'all were not confused. Obviously, I'm Black if you didn't know. But like as a Black person, I do think it's important to advocate for seeking mental health services. Yes, I do my cards. Yes, I believe in all kinds of psychic shit that I'll probably eventually talk about on the internet at some point. But that does not in any way discredit or discount the things we have out here in the form of medicine and different types of options for people, okay, to take care of their mental health stuff. And like, you know, I don't really care if anyone gives a shit. I've been on meds before for you know, dealing with anxiety and depression because life is hard. I've gone to therapy. It was the shit. I think if you are at that place where you can go and because it takes a lot to get to the point where you can go to therapy, shout out to you, even if you don't feel 100 about you going. It's fine. We all feel weird, but you're kicking ass. And I do believe that medications are there for people. I'm always going to advocate for that. And I just think it's like important. So that right there, like, yeah, if you don't like that about me or whatever, like, go somewhere. You won't be missed. I'd also like to say that, like, I feel like it goes without saying, but again, when it comes to when I do readings and stuff like that, I really try to stay cool about how I mean, this is not always possible, especially with like just the terminology that's used within like tarot readings and stuff like that, where it comes like to like gender and sexuality and stuff like that. And I say that because number one, I'm part of the Alphabet Club. Duh. Y'all don't need more information than that. But no, the real shit is that it's just like I just don't think that I think that doing readings is for everybody. You know, everyone should feel included in it. Or feel like, you know, open to that. I feel like people should be represented. I feel like that's something I try to do with my deck choices. So I have like decks that show all kinds of cultures, gender expressions, relationships expressed within the card. So like, you know, I got some gay ass tarot decks. But also I have like some that I'm really trying to build my collection of ones that feature like Black people. I have some that show people of color, but if y'all know about decks with Black people, like please, you know, comment or suggest some for me because I've been looking for some and like I'm very like serious about like looking into who created the images and what else and stuff like that. I mean, of course to not be problematic, but it's like I'm just, you know, trying to see what's up. I'm like, so if y'all know some good ones with some decent art, Please comment, link me, let me know, DM me links on Instagram or some shit, because I would be into that. But I try to pick decks that are representative, and I just show different perspectives and things for people so that they feel included, but that the messages vary. What else? Oh, for my readings, I blend all kinds of oracle cards and tarot cards. I do set them up in an order that's easiest for me to interpret. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I came off as a robot with that last part, but I hope that helps to clarify some stuff or explain some things. Again, I don't know. I just felt the need to, since you guys have been here for like a year, a whole year, a year. That I should just share that stuff, because like I feel like people are curious. Um, yeah, yeah. None of those icky, nasty ass phobias will be accepted here. So just nah. I usually don't entertain people who are. Oh, I'd also like to say I don't really entertain trolls or people who are hateful. So I'll just like delete them or block them and shit. Yeah, and that's that on that. Thanks for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching, you guys. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate y'all. I am in the process of working on the May readings. Whatever. Like, I mean, excuses, right? Just excuses. But I care about y'all. Love y'all. But I did at least want to explain some stuff or say some things. I'm gonna try to timestamp this video. I always say this shit at the end like a ding dong. But I know I said that in the beginning. But yeah, I'm so rambly. But this has been a long video. Like, even if I cut this shit, I feel like it's gonna be long as hell. And yeah, but I appreciate you guys. I've had such a good time this last year doing readings for everyone. It's been so much fun. And you know, hopefully I can continue to make content. I hate saying that shit, sounds so weird. But continue to do readings and stuff like that. But yeah, drop a comment if you wanted to mention or talk about any of the stuff in here, or if you've had a question that you wanted to ask me. Just about, I don't know, what I've been doing, the readings, or topics you want me to cover more on the channel. And I'm gonna do the May readings. I'm sorry, it's like mid-month. I do want to get through those and maybe do a bonus. I have a couple like ideas for that. Yeah, and just thanks you guys. You know, update me on how your life has been. You can always hit me on the other, you know, on Instagram. I'll eventually do on my other social medias and finish my website. I'm sorry. A lot has happened. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. And yeah, take care of yourself. I appreciate you guys. Bye.